All right, guys. So today we would be looking at three websites that can actually pay you to chat online from anywhere you are around the entire globe, right? So, without wasting much more time, let's get right into it. Okay. So, first things first, we need to understand that I personally, when I first encountered this website, when I heard about them, I actually didn't really have that, full thoughts or full trust on them. But then, after looking deeply into this particular website, then I finally got to understand that yeah, this website actually exists. There are a whole lot of website out there where you can actually get paid for chatting with people online, right? And then that's why I'm going to be showing you guys right now, three major that I know very well are legit and then trusted, where you can actually get paid for chatting. Right. So first things first, what exactly is paid chatting? The internet has opened a whole lot of income opportunities, and getting paid to chat online with a whole lot of people for several reasons is one of them. Right. And now, the fact that it's very accessible for you to chat with people around the globe from whatever country, they are, it makes it even way, way, way good for us to be able to earn online. Right. So whether you're someone who's a good listener, that is, you love listening to people, you're a motivator, you know how to encourage others, people might be going through things, you know how to talk to people to make them feel better, or you're a language tutor, you know how to teach people things, or you're just someone who's more friendly, you know how to make people, lively, people that are sad, you know how to make them happier and the rest, then these are platforms that would actually suit you a whole lot, with the fact they're going to be earning money while doing this, right? You don't need a special degree, all you have to, have is just that conversational skill. That is, you must be able to talk with people online, right? So yeah, let's dive right into this website. So the very first website we have in today's list is Rent a Cyber Friend, right? So Rent a Cyber Friend is one of the top websites right now. In fact, it has been existing for years now, that you can actually get paid for chatting with people, and it's trusted. It's a website where a whole lot of people have been using with a whole lot of good reviews. You don't need any degree, like I made mention of. All you need for all these platforms is the fact that you know how to converse with people, you know how to be friendly, you have skills in certain things that people would actually value, right? So Rent a Cyber Friend connects people who want companionship, right? Advice, people, there are a whole lot of people out there. They just need someone to talk to them. They just need someone to encourage them. They just need someone to give them more reasons, valuable reasons to keep on moving in the entire world, right? And then you can actually offer services like chatting. You can get to meet people that actually love gaming as well. People that want to watch movies together, or simply just listening to them. There are a whole lot of people out there that just need people to listen to them, right? And these are actually those things that these platforms I'm giving you guys right now is making it possible, right? Now, you're doing this all from the comfort of your home, right? You're not going anywhere. You don't need to go anywhere. All you have to do is to just, work remotely. Once you feel, oh, okay, I am actually okay to do it at this time, the schedule is flexible. It all depends on you. You set when you'll be available, then fine, you can actually do that, right? So for you to actually get started on Rent a Cyber Friend, all you have to do is to head to the site rentacyberfriend.com. You create your profile, and then you need to understand that in all this website I'm going to be mentioning, the most important thing is your profile. Your profile serves as the first thing that anyone would see. It's just like me entering social media. I don't know anyone, but then your portfolio, your profile should be able to tell what you do, who you are, and then it should also be able to convince me to want to approach you, right? It's very crucial because it's what's going to make you stand out from a whole lot of people out there that are also looking for someone to pay them to chat with, right? So now, you need to have a strong profile photo and then a bio to attract more clients and build trust quickly. And you need to understand that, chatting with people online. So obviously you need to be active, you need to be available, and most importantly, you need to be consistent, right? So you can see you also have the ability to set your rates, you list your services, what exactly are you going to be doing? What exactly do you want to render as a value towards people if they're going to be chatting with you? And then you can actually start accepting clients. So yeah, let's look into the website right now. So this is Rent a Cyber Friend. Like I made mention of, the first thing you have to do is to head to the site, rentacyberfriend.com. And once you're here in rentacyberfriend.com, you can see this is the home page, right? If you scroll through, you can see end by being human. When they talk about human, that is, you're just there. It can be you just listening to people, it can be you giving advice, valuable advice, or encouraging people to do certain things. And then you can see here there are two parts in this particular Rent a Cyber Friend. You can connect instantly with real people via a live video, that is instantly, right? And then you get paid per minute for advice, motivation, or conversations. Or, you can actually have real reasons for a call. You can see we have advice, motivation, on demand, right? People actually, book you. They have certain things to, they need you to chat with them about. So we can see we have two parts here. And then if you scroll down, which is basically what we're most interested in, becoming that cyber friend, because you need to become a cyber friend before you're able to earn while chatting with people. So it's very, very crucial, right? So if you keep scrolling down, they're going to show you, if you're ready to join, you need to understand all the criterias, all the things, all the requirements before you're able to actually join, right? You can see you're going to be having live one-on-one video. Okay, it could be private. We have real-time video conversations with one person, not groups and not feeds. And then if you keep scrolling down, you can see this is the area where you would actually need to click in for you to actually get started, right? So once you click on become a cyber friend, you can see it's gonna give you more insight on this page. You can see you need to have a simple setup. Okay, you need to register, start connecting, and most importantly, ensure you have a very strong internet connection, because you don't want to be chatting with someone, someone pays you for it, and then you're struggling in doing what the person paid for, right? And then you can see this is where you're going to insert your details if you're going to continue or sign up with your Google account or Apple account or a normal email, right? Depending on the one that is suitable for you. But I'll always go for Google personally because it makes it faster, and automatically it syncs all your information with the site, making the sign up process very easy for you. So all you have to do, right? All you have to do is to just, click on either sign up with Google, any one of them. And then from there, you're going to be asked to start setting up your profile, your bio. And once you get approved, they see that, okay, you're actually a real person. And yeah, you can actually render these services you've mentioned, because you're also going to be listing those services you want to be rendering on these platforms. Then once you're approved, then you can start accepting friends to chat with and get paid. And most importantly, if you scroll down, you're going to see the cyber friend requirements. Okay, so you start as you are, that is, you don't need certifications, right? It's not needed, it's not required. And then you need reliable internet, very, very crucial. I made mention of this earlier on. And then a camera is essential, because you want to chat with people and get paid. Obviously, they would want to see who you're chatting with. So you need to understand that you cannot be camera shy if you want to start making money through this method, right? And then we also have be friendly, reliable, and authentic. Do not fake yourself, just be real, be human. That's the main purpose of making money through this means. You have to be human. They want to feel that yes, you're natural, you're human, not you trying to pretend, trying to claim another character. All right, and the final one here is you must be at least 18 years old. Right, so that's basically how to go about this on Rent a Cyber Friend. Like I made mention of, just come here to the top, insert your details, to create an account. From there, you insert your bio, you fill in your profile, you list the services you want to render. Once approved, then you can start accepting friends. So that's that for the first website, right? So now let's head to the second website. So the second website in today's list is Premium.Chat. So Premium.Chat is more or less like Rent a Cyber Friend. The major difference here is the fact that most people here, ranging chatting, operations, are more of professionals. These are people that are more, of an expert in certain fields. You know, they have more experience in certain things. For example, a doctor or an engineer, people that actually need something more specific and something more valuable, not just a normal random talk. But then you can also do that. But then this particular website is well known for expertise in certain fields. You can see whether you're a coach, consultant, therapist, or a niche expert. Premium.Chat gives you the tools to monetize your expertise, and then clients pay upfront before the chat begins, okay, ensuring you're always compensated for your time and insights, right? So let's go to the next week. You can see for you to actually get started, it's quite similar with the first one, which is Rent a Cyber Friend. All you have to do is to apply as an expert. You set up a payment method, and then you create your chat link. Now it's that link you're going to be sharing with people. If you have a community, if you have a social media page, you want to make people know that, oh, you're an expert in this. If they need your help, or they need you to advise them on certain things or teach them on certain things, or they want to be able to book you, you can decide not to be giving your advices for free. You can become so good in something and you announce that, oh, for people to actually get answers from you, they need to click on your link, head to the website. Once they head to the website, then they pay for you and pay for your time. So that's basically how it works. So you also have the ability to set your own pay, your rates per minute. You connect your payment account and you start sharing your link, like I made mention of. So let's look at how Premium.Chat looks like. Okay, so this is the website. So for you to actually get started, just head to the site premium.chat, right? So once you get on premium.chat, you can see a whole lot of samples, a whole lot of people that are already active on premium.chat. This is more like a flow just for you to have an idea of how it always look like. So if I scroll down, you can see perfectly made for you. We have advisors, creators, influencers, models, people that are experts in certain things, or people that are just influencers, just creators, whatever it might be. It's not compulsory, it's extreme in terms of expertise, right? So if you scroll down as well, you can see more details about this site. You can see use Premium.Chat to offer paid chat the way you want it. Okay, easily create your Premium.Chat profile and share links on your social media, your website, or in emails and direct messages. Alternatively, you can actually create your own paid chat widget for your website. So the idea in this particular website is the fact that yes, people actually pay you for your time, and most people that are actually using Premium.Chat are people that have expert knowledge in certain fields. They already have a community, and if you don't have a community, it's not extreme. You don't really need to have a big community to get started. All you have to do is just copy that link, share with people, let people know that, oh, you're actually advising or teaching people certain things based on this particular value. You want to aim for people that would actually value that concept you want to be chatting about. And then once they actually want to talk with you, rather than doing it free, they click on the link, go to the website, book you, and then you get paid for your time. That's basically how it works here in Premium.Chat. So if I keep scrolling down, you can see you get paid to text chat securely, okay, from any device with no app to install. Yeah, these are most some of the advantages of using Premium.Chat. It's basically online. You don't need to install an application, and then your availability and in terms of consistency, because most of all these websites we're mentioning, if you really want to be visible, you want people to actually be aware that yes, you're actually doing this, and you want more trust with people, then obviously you need to be consistent, you need to be available, and then try as much as possible to render that value or their service properly that you said you want people to pay you for. So you can also see this is how it looks like. You're going to set your fee. How much do you want to charge per minute or per hour, depending on what you want. Then, it's quite flexible. You can also set your own schedule. You boost your income, and then you earn real time, depending on how much you decided to set as your rate. So this is basically how Premium.Chat works. So let's head to the next site on the slide. Okay, so the next slide here is Talkroom. Talkroom is actually a very popular website where a whole lot of people around the globe, a whole lot of people around the globe are heading to this website to chat with people and get paid. So you can see it's actually a unique platform that connects people who want to talk with those willing to listen and engage. As a chat host, you can earn real income simply by having meaningful conversations, all while staying completely anonymous and in full control of your schedule. You don't even show yourself. People don't really know who you are. You're anonymous. People don't know who you are. They don't know your name. You're completely anonymous, but then rendering what the website is about. You're chatting with people, you're helping people, you're encouraging people, you're motivating people, but then they don't even know who you are. So if you're someone that loves being anonymous, you want to be anonymous, and you also want to get paid while doing this, then fine. Talkroom is actually a very good option for that, right? So if I head to the next page here, you can see for you to actually get started, you need to download the application on either your App Store or your Play Store. Once you download the application, you need to sign up. While signing up, you have to create your profile. You insert your name, your bio, you need to let people know more about you, okay? Okay, and then you also set your availability. When are you going to be available? What time do you actually want to chat with people? What is your preferred time? What is your preferred date? You need to set that as well. And then you start chatting for pay. And don't forget that you have the ability to be able to set your hourly rate, how much you want to charge per hour. But most importantly, like I've been mentioning, in all these platforms, your profile is more of the most important thing, because your profile is what would convince people to actually approach you to chat. Now let's look at how Talkroom looks like. So this is basically the website itself. So all you have to do is to download the application either on App Store or Play Store for you to actually sign up properly. Here on the website, it's just an insight of what the site is about. You can see you share your knowledge and get paid for every message. So with Talkroom in Nigeria, okay, you can see you earn from messaging because the people reaching out have already chosen to pay for your perspective. Whether you're helping a small business owner, a creator, or professional trying to level up, the platform is designed for focused chat that respects your time. Okay, so the main idea is, especially if you're someone who already has a community. Yeah, it has a whole lot of advantage having a community already. But then even if you don't have a community, obviously you have friends, you have family members, you have people around you that you can actually tell that, oh, you love chatting, you can give them this value, you're really good at this thing. If they need your support, they should just book you, head to the site. But then do not forget that Talkroom is more of an anonymous platform. So all you have to do is to just set your profile properly. If people are interested in your profile, what you set as your profile, then they approach you. And if they're not, that's how it is. But just ensure that you set that profile very well. Put enough time in setting your profile, because it's actually one of the most important thing in getting clients and getting people to chat with you, right? So who pays to message you on Talkroom? You can see this is Nigeria, for example. The people who pay to message you are typically looking for direct, reliable guidance. They might be professionals seeking clarity, founders building something new, or learners who would rather get straight answers than sift through endless online noise. They pay because they want a specific expertise. It's just like a good in something. Obviously, instead of doing it for free, there are a whole lot of people that just, how do I put it? Everyone has knowledge on certain things. Everyone has basic skills on certain things, but there's some things that you just feel like, oh, this thing is not really that deep. And to other people, they might see it as a big thing. For example, let's say I know how to draw, or I know how to create a website or something, even little. Probably I know how to repair a door handle. There are a whole lot of people out there that are just looking for someone to teach them that thing, right? So having that knowledge or having the skill, it serves as a value. Even though you yourself might not see it as something big, but to other people they see it as something way, way valuable, right? So that's why with these particular platforms, you're able to showcase that, oh, you're good in this thing, you're good in that thing. And then once people see it and they're like, oh, wow, I love this person's value, I really want to talk to this person. Maybe you say you're an expert in process, or you're an expert in engineering, or you have this, you have that, you're YouTuber, you're something, people might actually be interested. Oh, wow, this guy is so good. I want to talk with this guy. That's why your profile is very, very crucial. Right. So now let's head back to the presentation slide. Okay, so important things to know, right? Before diving in, you need to keep these key points in mind. Most platforms require a minimum balance before payout. Yes, most of these platforms, you need to have certain amount of money before you're able to withdraw, right? You need to also do your own research, right? You need to, before you sign up on any of these platforms, go to the platform, check if it's available in your country, check how the payment is structured, what payment methods do they have, how do you withdraw. You also need to do your own research, right? It's very crucial for you to do your own research. Now, you can also see earnings may be taxable income, so track everything. Never share personal details with clients. Very, very crucial. You don't know who is who. The main reason why you're on this platform is just to chat, give knowledge, listen to people. Do not share your personal value. In fact, I would not advise anyone to, talk outside the platform. Someone you don't know, I would not advise you to give them your details and talk outside the platform. I would not advise that. Okay. And most importantly, remember that it's all about consistency. You have to be consistent. It's actually the biggest factor in terms of making money online. Whatever you want to do that deals with making money online, you need to understand that consistency is a key factor. Even if it's about you trying to train AI, for example, or you trying to get paid to do certain things, without consistency, trust me, it's more like you're wasting your time. Whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, whatever you want to achieve in life, if you're not consistent on the actions that are required to achieve that thing, then obviously you would just be wasting your time. So same thing applies here. You need to be consistent, right? Yeah, and then final thoughts. So each of these platforms, serve different purposes. Rent a cyber friend, like I made mention of, is for those, is ideally for those who enjoy casual, supportive conversations. Premium.Chat suits experts and professionals looking to monetize their knowledge. I also mentioned this. And then lastly, Talkroom works best for entertainers and social personalities who thrive on live interactions. Okay, so each of these platforms here, they pay you to actually chat, but then they are well known for specific things, right? So depending on these particular differences, if you see the one that suits you more on the approach you want to go through, then obviously you would want to go and sign up on that one. But do not forget to do your research properly on that website before you dive in, right? And then top tips for success so that you can actually be successful on the long run. The first thing is to set competitive but fair rates. Yeah, you're starting. You shouldn't be overcharging or putting a whole lot of money per hour. You're just starting. You need to build that reputation. You need to build that visibility. So obviously you want to start with something fair, an amount that is fair per hour. And also you also need to write a compelling profile. I've mentioned this severally, and the reason why I'm mentioning it severally is because I know how important it is. Your profile is the only thing that can convince people, it's like the main thing that can convince people to actually approach you. If your profile is not convincing enough, obviously people might not click on you. Okay. And then respond promptly to messages, ask for reviews, let people drop reviews about you so you can actually reach out to a whole lot of people. More people approach you because they're seeing good reviews from other people. So the more the reviews, the higher the chance of people even coming because they see that, oh, someone knows this person and this person is actually good in this particular thing the person mentioned, right? And then treat it like a real business and the results will follow. Paid chatting can be rewarding and flexible side income stream, right? And then that brings us to the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, I want to believe you guys learned a whole lot. The summary of this particular live video is more on three websites that actually pays, and I've mentioned them. The first is, we have Rent a Cyber Friend. We also have Premium.Chat, and lastly, in this particular video, we have Talkroom. And I've mentioned the fact that Rent a Cyber Friend is more people that want casual conversations. Premium.Chat, yes, Premium.Chat it's mostly used by a whole lot of experts in certain fields, but also you can also use it if you just want to chat. But then, like I said, it's mostly used by experts in certain fields to monetize their knowledge. And then the last one, which is Talkroom, it's an anonymous, site that pays you to chat, but then no one knows who you are. It's anonymous, but you need to download the application before you can actually get started, right? So start your journey on Rent a Cyber Friend, Premium.Chat, or Talkroom, and get paid just for having great conversations. So that brings us to the end of today's live class. If you surely learned a whole lot, make sure to subscribe, like, and if you have comments as well, I'm here to answer them. Feel free to drop it down in the comment section below, and do not forget to share this video as well with your friends and family members out there. And I will see you guys in my next highly informative live or normal video upload. Thanks for watching.